Hey guys, Matt here from Core Healing, and today I just wanted to make a short video and do a quick demonstration of an imbalance that comes up in the body code, and it's called a despair anchor. Now, this is like a negative statement that is perceived as the truth by a subconscious mind. So our subconscious is like our automated programming. So what happens is it's like we've got this statement stuck in our subconscious, it's programmed, and the subconscious goes out and tries to find anything to make that statement, to prove that statement basically. And obviously these are in a negative frame. So here we have a list of most of the common ones. And you might be able to sort of connect with some of these. It's basically what your subconscious is creating your perception of the environment. So your perception of the environment might be, I'll be rejected if I put myself out there. And I know there's a few that I can relate to myself in the past. Say, I'm not good enough, I'll be rejected, I'll never be accepted. This is too much. So if something's too overwhelming, this is too much. Nothing turns out right for me. So basically the subconscious has this program that that's trying to make truth that nothing turns out right for me. So every time you go to do something, you get sabotaged because it wants to prove that nothing turns out right for me. It's just trying to prove that statement for you. So you're going to find those things happen in your life. Another one is not fair. You might feel a lot of stuff in your life that happens to you is just not fair. You don't deserve it, but the subconscious has this programmed belief that it's not fair, and everything you're going to see in your environment is going to go ahead and try and prove that to you. So as you can see, if you want to pause the video and have a look at the statements, you're going to relate to probably a lot of these in some way. So what we do with the body code when these come up, there's usually associated imbalances, basically why the subconscious has this faulty connection with this statement. A lot of times it's either emotional or energetic, which we can go ahead and identify and release. So I'm going to do a demonstration on myself. What I'll do is I'll connect in to my own subconscious, use the muscle testing, and basically pick muscle testing will lead me to one of these despair anchors in the chart, and I'll see basically what's associated with that, so you can get an idea of how this picture works and how it plays out, and what's associated with it. So I'll get the despair anchor. So I'm just going to tap into my subconscious energy using muscle testing and get this despair anchor. Okay, so the despair anchor that has come up for me is I can't handle it all. So this energy is definitely, I've felt this energy before. Felt in that position that I can't handle it all. Everything's getting on top of me. Probably more to do so around work, when work has become overwhelming, even at home in situations, and you get to that point where I can't handle this at all. And these situations might come up more readily in my awareness. Things might become a lot more overwhelming to me, which sometimes they do. And these situations, maybe I don't have that much control on it, and I can't handle it all. I need to take myself away. So this one does relate a lot to me, and it was probably more so prevalent maybe a few years ago. Now not as much, but still that vibrational energy there. So now I'm going to basically ask, is there anything associated with that subconscious statement? And there is. So basically what I do now with the body codes, I go back to the home page and I'm going to decode anything that's related to this despair anchor. Basically what is holding this despair anchor in place. This statement is the anchor, essentially. It's in the ground. And basically what we've got to do is we're going to release all the ropes that are holding that despair anchor in. Once we release that, ship can go off and sail. So I'll get the associated imbalance. As I said, I'm going to be using muscle testing and check through these imbalances on the screen. So it's related to an energy, and it's emotional. It's a trapped emotion, and it's a common trapped emotion. So if you're not aware of common trapped emotions, this is the basis of the emotion code is the trapped emotions. If we do an emotion code session, we focus specifically on these emotions, these trapped emotions, and identifying these and releasing these. So I'll identify which emotion this one is that we're holding on to, that's creating this despair anchor. Okay, so the emotion that is coming up that is trapped is frustration. So what I'll do is I'll find out what age, and then I'll go ahead and see if there's any more information I can get out of that. Okay, so this one is frustration from the age of 31, and despair anchors I can't handle at all. So basically, this trapped emotion is basically holding on to that despair anchor. As I said before, like with the ship and the anchor and the rope, this is like the rope. This frustration, it's holding the anchor in place. So we don't need to know any more about this frustration. Sometimes we'll need to go into and find the specific scenario around this, but it's not needed in this case. And there is nothing associated with this trapped emotional frustration. So I'm going to go ahead and release the energy. So when we release this energy, we're setting the intention to release that trapped emotion of frustration, and we're swiping 3 times over our government meridian to clear the energy. And basically what it does is neutralizes that energy. So basically what we're doing is we're starting to chip away at that rope, and then that will basically loosen up that anchor, and then we can clear the anchor out and there's no longer an issue there. So I'm going to release that. Okay, so we've released that trapped emotional frustration. And so there's something still associated with this despair anchor. So there's something that's still holding that that energy in place of that despair anchor. And there's another energy. This one's a mental energy. And this one's what we call a memory field. So a memory field is like a memory from the past. Our memories, our thoughts, our emotions, they're all energy. And what happens is these memories of our past can basically get stuck in our way and in front of us, and we really find it hard to move through our past. And this memory is like stuck in our face that we can't get through. We keeps blocking us, keeps sabotaging us. So what we want to do is we're going to take that memory, shift the energy away from that memory, maybe take it to the back, take it behind us where it should be in the past, so we can move forward in our life. So I'm going to ask, do we need to know any more? Do. Okay, so this one is a memory that came up age 11. So when we think about these, this could be related to I can't handle it all. So there could have been a situation, a memory that things got on top of me, I couldn't handle it, and I've created this memory that's been put in my way to avoid me moving forward. Okay, so this one, trying to get some more about it. So this one, it's happened at home. There's no family members involved. There's no other people involved. It's like something. The muscle testing is testing that it is something that I was doing at home that I might have been feeling very overwhelmed with, that I couldn't feel like I could handle it, and that memory is just still sitting there. And we don't need to identify anymore, so I'm going to move on. And there's nothing associated with that, so I'm going to release the energy of that memory. It's not going to erase the memory. So it's not going to release the memory. It's just going to release that energetic, that emotional connection that it has to the memory. So it just neutralizes that. And it's just a memory. I can look back at, say, that situation, and there's no emotional charge to that. So again, we still have another associated balance to that despair anchor of I can't handle it all. And this one's another energy. Okay, so this is an offensive energy. Okay, so this one's a curse. So, as I was saying before, our memories, our thoughts, our emotions, they're forms of energy. So, this is just basically an energy projected from somebody else. Can be another person, can be yourself, putting it on yourself, or it could be an entity, so like an evil sort of spirit that puts this curse on you, and it's basically there to for three reasons, basically, to create a physical symptom, interfere with your growth or happiness and success, or keep you away from knowledge or personal power. So, I need to know some more. Okay, so this one came at age 31. And it was to interfere with my growth in a way, growth, success, and happiness. So as you can see, sometimes when these things come up, the ages are linked. So we can go through a lot of different things around the same age. They're all linked together. They all form that subconscious belief. There might have something been big around age 31. I know I wasn't going through the best of times at that age. And when our vibration is low, when we're not going through great times, things tend to stick a lot easier when our energy field is a lot lower. We let a lot of things in. It's like letting our guard down. Okay. Okay, so there's nothing associated with that. So I'm going to release that curse. As I said, curse is just an energy. It's a projected energy from usually somebody else or self-projected. So just an energy. So what we're doing is we're neutralizing that energy. It's a lower vibrational energy. And again, we still have something associated with that despair anchor, but I can't handle it all. And this is another energy. It's another mental energy. Okay, so this energy that is related to this despair anchor is a no will too. So obviously we have free will as human beings, and we have will to do things and a no will to do things. So this is like almost like a stubbornness of a no will to. So we have the most common things we identify. See if it's on this chart. Okay. So the no will to is the no will to grow. So this can be no will to grow. Obviously, can have a physical side, could have but usually it's more of an emotional or a spiritual side. So this one goes back to age 7. Okay, so I'm just trying to find out more information. So there's a situation with my sister that happened around that age, that I had this no will to grow. It's like I didn't want to grow. I was a bit stubborn, didn't want to grow. Okay, so there's nothing associated with that. So I'm going to release that no will to grow energy. So often when we have these say no will to grow energy, for example, you might find that energy pops up in certain situations where there might be a situation where you do need to grow. You need to put yourself out there. You need to challenge yourself. You need to do sorts of things. But you'll find because you've had that no will to grow energy from the past, you might feel it's harder to move forward and grow down the track because that energy, that similar vibration is still hanging on, still resonating with you. Okay, so that's all we need to know. So with the despair anchor, I can't handle all. There's nothing else that's associated with that. So I'm going to go ahead and basically what we do is we set the intention to basically release the energy of this statement from the subconscious. So I'm going to set the intention to release the despair anchor if I can't handle it all. Okay, so that one's released as well. So as you can see, there's been 4 different things that have held on that despair anchor. So potentially that despair anchor could have been in place at the age of 7. I've been through this emotional experience where I've had this no will to grow. This situation's with my sister, and I've come up with this sort of subconscious statement: I can't handle this all. I can't handle it all. And then maybe at age 11, in here, I've had this memory that I've been holding on to of a situation where I couldn't handle. I can't handle it all. I can't handle it all. So that sort of almost confirms that, adds more truth to that statement. So that sort of anchors that. Speaking of anchors, despair anchors, that anchors that statement in even more into our subconscious, makes it perceived as truth even more. And then at age 31, they've gone through these 2 different things, this common trapped emotion. I've gone through this frustration, maybe a frustration I couldn't handle, frustration at myself that I couldn't handle everything. And that's confirmed that I can't handle it all. That subconscious message got stronger and stronger. And even to the curse to interfere with the growth, success, and happiness. I was the curse from somebody that wouldn't allow me to handle it all because they didn't want me to grow. And if I can handle things, I can grow more. So that's how all these things link together, and just gives you an idea of the bigger picture of how these subconscious statements come about, and how that they can they affect our lives. And if anyone's ever tried to change a subconscious, either a statement or a belief, you know how hard it is. It's like trying to break a habit, and these habits are like locked in with this energy. And once we start to release all this underlying energy that's locking those anchors in, as I said, we've released the ropes now. These emotions, curses, memory field, no will to energy, that's the rope that's been holding the anchor in. Now the anchor's stuck at the bottom. We can let it go. I can let it go. It's been holding me back from maybe me thinking I can't handle it all. The subconscious puts me in situations where I can't handle that situation, and I have to get out of there. It's that sabotage pattern. So now, if I do come into a situation where I'm starting to feel a bit overwhelmed, I'm coming at a neutral perspective. So I more easily have the belief that I can handle this all. I can do it, and not that I can't. So that's how this works, and how the despair anchors and the subconscious really works. And it's important for people wanting to change and move forward and move past their blocks, getting through to the subconscious and releasing anything that's locking in and anchoring these statements in that the subconscious will go out and create for you, regardless. It's got no doesn't discriminate. It just goes ahead with the program that's in there. So hope you got some good insight into this and how the body code may be able to help you. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email, info@corehealing.com.au, or you can contact us through Facebook Messenger. Or if you want to buy a session package and work on removing these subconscious statements and these subconscious blocks, and see how they're anchored into your subconscious, we could definitely do that. Go ahead and purchase a package from our website. So thanks for listening, and we'll hope to hear from you soon.